Louis the Finesse, such a funny guy. I'm actually glad my mom showed me him and gives us here. And finally, we have no. Mm, mm, mm. No. What a hectic day, but now it's time to relax and check what is on my phone. No, no, nah. Yeah, wait, what's this one? Super Bomberman R. I gotta check it out.
To restore peace in the universe, now rise, the 8 brothers. The fate of the entire universe rests on your shoulders.
Whoa! He's big! What? Bomberman brothers, let's go!
Well, I'm sold. I mean, sure, I'm wondering why they changed the designs and a few other things, but whatever. Bomberman is back! Bomberman, 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 Bomberman. Bomberman, 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 Bomberman. Yay! Man, it's great to finally have this in my hands. After so many years of not getting a single new Bomberman game, I finally have the latest one in my very hands. So seeing as how I already put it on my Switch, here we go. Oh man, it is hot. It has been pretty exhausting. Ooh. There we go. Wait a minute. Hot? 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 You know what this means? It's Christmas! Yay! Oh, I love this time of the year. You get to be festive and you get to have cake and cookies and milk and most importantly presents. Oh, I love this time of year. In fact, say hello to Mr. Teddy Bear. Isn't he the cute little fella? Eh? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But what am I going to do? What am I going to review that's in line with this holiday spirit? Last year I reviewed James Pond 2, but what am I going to do this year? There it is. Yellow? You think you could just forget about me? Chester?
That's me.
Yeah. Look, I'm in the middle of covering this very obscure Christmas Where have you been? I'm just realizing that. Where have you been? After our first encounter, you just disappeared. What have you been doing?
Oh, I've been doing the dirty work of Cheetos. By the way, would you like a lifetime supply of mac and cheese Cheetos?
No!
Well, you don't have to be so mean.
Look, what do you want?
Well, you see, I've been meaning to get back to you for what you did to me, but I've just been too busy. Well, anyway, I got your copy of Super Bomberman R from the dustbin, but I wanted to give it to you as a gift, along with the sequel that came out this year. You've been not so subtly displaying your distaste for the first one, and now you may suffer. If you don't, I'll do something to you. Once I can actually think of something, I don't know, maybe feeding you too many Cheetos to death. Anyway, hugs and air kisses. Chester, Cheetah. Adios, amigos. Oh man. Well, Super Bomberman R was the first Bomberman game released after the 2011 hiatus. If you guys couldn't tell, that's a 7-year hiatus. I couldn't find much on the development other than the fact that the game was mostly developed by Konami and Hexadrive, who I have never heard of, with several people who were former Hudson Soft staff who had worked in past Bomberman titles. From the sounds of that, I'm guessing the game was made by mostly new people. Kinda worrying, but let's get into the game. But before we do that, if there's a positive I'm going to start off with, is that these designs are great. The whole art style is fantastic. From glimpses with the box art to in-game cutscenes, you get the sense that they want to lean more in a different direction compared to the usual art style prior to this. I mean, sure, the panel thing and Japanese text seem way more tacked on. Some of the animations look janky and rough, and I wish they went a little further with their expressions rather than kinda but not for enough for my taste. But otherwise, this is a good start. even I have to admit, that is a pretty cool touch. We are off to a great start already, but can the positive change keep on going? Well, my gut says it doubts it, but who knows? Let's get Smash. No, Luigi's Mansion 3, I forgot. Out of here. Yeah, it's been a while since I used this. And in it goes. There we go. Onwards, and hopefully it's not painful. Alright, so the game starts off on a planet that's not Planet Bomber. Shocking, I know, as it is revealed that Bagura escaped from the time warp with his body fully intact. Hold up, wait. Time out. I can buy the fact that he managed to escape the time warp or whatever, but what I can't escape is the fact that he still has a body. Especially since the only part of him that survived in Super Bomberman 3 was his brain. I don't know, maybe they made some kind of mech body like in Bomberman Hebrew, but if that was the case, they don't explain it very well. Why am I still wearing this? There we go. Well, anyway, he reawakens the 5 dastardly bombers who seem broken, but for some reason haven't rust in one bit. And he sends them to gain control of the 5 planets of the starry ShyriuGL system, daring anyone to stop them. Let's get to my boy White Bomber already. I want to see how they handle him. Yeah.
Hey! I told you all to come to today's training. Why weren't any of you there? Diligently.
Okay. So he now has the personality of Leonardo from Teenage Freaking Ninja Turtles.
Don't worry, I came prepared. Put those away.
Now,
Foolish
an
question.
interesting
Why
thing
would I need to
note
train
is
when
that
I'm already
both
perfect?
the
Just let me
English
sleep a little longer.
and Japanese cast
Don't worry,
are
I'm ready to fight to defend the
completely
universe.
new
So,
and
what is it
different.
you want me to
And
fly?
I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of video of them.
Isn't his haircut
Don't get me
wonderful?
wrong,
I think
it's
it looks
not like
beautiful,
they
but
didn't
everything
try
suits you,
at
big
all.
sister.
In fact, it seems that they put a lot of effort into
What
their
am I gonna
characters.
do with these
For
guys?
both
Don't worry, big bro.
the Japanese
reasonings. But along with the subtle writing I'll talk about later,
You're the only one who understands
the
me.
voice
I'm not
directions
strong like
just
the others, though. So I've been thinking
irritatingly
about what I can do.
annoying.
And I
And
think
by
that I
the
should
end
eat
of
a
the
burger
game, you
to build
just
up
end
some
up
body
wishing
strength.
that they
I see.
which is odd because if you look at games like Super Bomberman 3 or Bomberman Hero or even any commercials, you'll hear Kazuko Sugiyama. While her roles in Dragon Ball might be more known, never forget that she was the first to give White Bomber a voice. An iconic voice where you can tell that she had a lot of fun voicing him. The babyish voices from the Nintendo 64 games might be cute, but in my mind, not only is Kazuko better, she's also my preferred White Bomber voice. And sure, sometimes it does feel like she's shouting most of the time, but it isn't all the time. So, thank you, Kazuko, for giving one hell of a performance as White Bomber. You will always be White Bomber in my heart. Rest in peace, Hudson Soft.
But what about the other characters?
Why would I need to
Well,
train when I'm
Black
already
Bomber
perfect?
is mysterious and edgy.
Theme parks? Theme parks are for women and children, not for cool, sophisticated bombermen like me.
Red Bomber
to
is
defend the universe.
Raphael
What is
and
it you
not
want me
the
to blow up?
87
Wait,
personality,
I wouldn't
the
do it if I
personality
were
that
you.
was
What is it?
established in the 1990 movie.
All right, let's go! Red Bomber is ready to bomb!
Hey, what are you doing, Red?
A true hero never hesitates. Anyway, explosions are the only thing the bad guys understand. Come on, let's do this!
Wait a minute.
Sensual laughter. You're not funny enough for that, dude. Don't talk! I dream about fighting every night.
You've got a rage problem, Red.
It's not a problem.
Yellow Bomber is ADHD, but mostly the emotion happiness.
Hey there!
And that's it. Pink and Aqua have the personalities
I
of
think it looks beautiful,
um,
but everything suits you, big
girl.
sister. Huh?
Green Bomber is
I know exactly
kid.
how you feel. That's a shame.
And Blue Bomber is the same as he ever was in Super Bomberman 4. So, yay.
that I'm talking to you?
Hey, Blue. I think he's mad at you.
Huh? I always doze off when people drone on.
Wow, gee, thanks. Up yours. Up yours.
But what about the villain? Well, we can see that background.
So, you are the Bombermen, are you? Not 7, but 8 little robot dwarfs. I never imagined a bunch of puny robotic pygmies like you would cause me so much trouble.
Has none.
I shall have to take matters into my...
Well, the 5 dastardly bombers also returned despite being knocked out in Super Bomberman 3 in the comfort of an exploding ship. How did they end up in a loosely cracked state? How? See, Plasma Bomber has a personal vendetta against White Bomber. I mean, to be fair, if I was killed in the middle of me wanting to make amends with my enemy, only for them to leave me in an exploding ship, I would certainly have a vendetta as well. But beyond that, he doesn't really have much going for him. He has the whole one life form is
As fellow robots,
ungrateful,
we should be working together
and I
to
don't want it
eradicate
to
them.
exist.
Look at this planet.
This is why
They
I'm
create
over
machines,
other
tire
life
of
forms.
them,
So
and
why is
discard them
main
like
character
this.
protecting the
Mark
life
my
form I don't
words.
like thing?
One day
But
they will
that's
tire of
generic.
you, too.
Or the fact that as
The
he's
tables
about
have
to kill
turned,
White Bomber,
leaving yours by
his
the people.
memory
And I too love
conveniently
them in return.
flow right back to him
What?
about how
What have I been
he's
doing all
supposed
this time?
to be a protector of mankind. He's
Your
also
memories have returned, useless piece
to
of
be
scrap.
reviewed.
This is what I get for trying to resurrect worthless old junk.
But that's the
You are a
or
puppet. You do not
being
need a
controlled
will
by
of your own.
Bagua.
That's Bugler?
So, it was him who was controlling everyone all along.
No, it was the balloon enemy from the first game who were controlling them. What do you think? I mean, you might be thinking, but Joseph, it might not be so obvious that it was Bagua all this time. Counterpoint. See? No words. And you can already tell he was the one who...
From
Phantom
Kabooming
Bomber
Dales
is an
arrives.
egotistical puzzler,
My cyber
and
system.
that's about
My
all we know
perfect
about
cyber
him.
system.
Karaoke Bomber has
girl.
pretty much the same thing going
You
as
don't like girls then?
Tuxedo Mask, where
I never quite the girls.
obviously
It's
pretty
just
Bomber.
my
I mean, come on. I mean, come on. An interesting detail is
Big bro,
given to us,
what's
however,
wrong?
She dropped
and
this.
that is that
This is...
Pretty Bomber
I gave this
was
to my big sis
originally
Pretty.
the
Why
ninth
did she have it?
sister
I'm not
of
sure.
the Bomber Brothers,
but
having a
maybe
fatal
you
accident
don't mean
before the
you think
others
she's pretty
were
or
built.
Scrap's
Like I
sister?
said, this is
What?
interesting,
But she
but
can't
they
be.
don't do much beyond tell us that. Magnet Bomber likes to think of himself as a way better villain than he actually is,
What's this place?
and that's all we know about him. And finally, there's
You're one of the
Golem
dastardly
Bomber,
bombers.
pretty
Get your
much
hands off my
the
little
Iron
brother right
Giant,
now.
except of the
Just
Iron Giant,
'cause
it's
you're
Golem,
kinda big.
and instead of the
We're
boy,
not scared of you.
it's Yellow Bomber. Okay. Now let's talk about the worst part of the cutscenes. The humor.
You need to hear my song.
Your song? We won. That was the most horrific singing I've ever heard. My head's still ringing.
They're not funny, plain and simple. The first thing that ruins them for me is the delivery being odd and almost on par with Tommy Wiseau, and a mix of Mark Wahlberg under the direction of M. Samanon.
Violence never got anyone anywhere. If we just talk this through.
Get out of the way! Hey, wait! I wouldn't do that if I were you. What is it? Scared, are you?
I said...
Calm down, Aqua. Come on, apologize. Apologize now.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's what they get for making Aqua mad.
Oh, Aqua's scarier than anyone when she's angry.
Huh?
Not funny. Not funny at all.
And hey, how about the glaringly obvious animation being reused over and over and over and over again? Oh, how about when the setup and punchline are really that great?
Be able to bring peace to the universe. What's wrong? Nothing. Never mind.
Really? It's just going full Misty now?
Okay. I mean, what could possibly be more stupider than that?
Dastardly bombers and the most coveted star in the entire universe.
Girl?
You don't like girls then?
I never fight girls. It's against my
Speak up. What's a big handsome bomberman like you mumbling like that for? Come on, look me in the eye. Wow,
I'm going to get myself toasted. Wow, this video is already long and I haven't even gotten into the game? Wow. The story mode has 7 worlds with 8 stages. The controls are good, but not as good as Super Bomberman 3's controls, since it can be kinda stiff and kinda awkward at times. The game has an isometric camera. I didn't really like it at Bomberman World, so I don't really like it here just as much, because it always made confusing in what direction I'm going in. Why couldn't they use the overhead camera like in the previous Super Bomberman games? I mean, it's not going to look that off. Just look at the multiplayer of Bomberman Generations, or Jedus, or the 7th generation Bomberman games on console. They managed to do it, so why did they not do it here? You can play as the different Bomber brothers and Bomber sisters, but they don't really play differently and they don't have different stats, so I just stuck to White Bomber because honestly, it's kinda pointless to switch to the others. It would have been cool if they each had a special thing the others didn't. Like, why not make Red Bomber the strongest out of all of them? For example, some of the power-ups return, but not all of them. That's odd and honestly really bizarre that they would do that. The Louise don't return. That's even odder considering they are fan favorites. Isn't that like not including the Cape Feather and Mario? But hey, the ones here function like they should, and that's great. What isn't great are the bosses. The bosses are kinda like the ones in Super Bomberman 3, but slightly easier. As a result, you gain a little less satisfaction when you beat them, and overall they are not pathetic but also not hard. A problem I have is that sometimes you can get stuck in a level even though it seems like you did everything. They still won't let you progress for some reason, and that can really be frustrating. The enemy RNG is actually still present, not as bad as the previous Super Bomberman games, but it's still there for some reason, which is not a good thing considering that most, if not all, games abandoned RNG for a reason. Now, before you type it in the comments, I know that after you beat the game, you unlock an extra world about something about pets or something. But honestly, wasn't really interesting. So instead, I'm going to be talking about the next mode. Grand Prix mode. I've never actually played this before. Yeah, I was actually always stuck doing a story mode because I was that kind of person. You know, the ones who would only stick to story mode and then try out everything else after playing the game. Well, here it is. For the first time ever, Grand Prix mode. We're told about how every 100 years a bomber tournament is held to see who's the strongest in the universe. These said victors are none other than the Bomber Brothers, mostly white Bomber. In fact, I'm not even sure why Aqua or Red showed up. I mean, they won nothing. Cut the Planet Bomber, where the Bomber Brothers are actually training, which is apparently a rare thing.
Okay, there's only a week now until the Big Bang Grand Prix. This is the perfect chance for us to see the results of all our training and test out our sibling teamwork. Let's give it everything we've got.
Oh, but you know I don't like violence.
Don't worry. Everyone taking part will be noble bomber warriors representing their planets. It'll be very dignified, fair, honest, and friendly.
Hello, summoning ritual? Wait, what? Before you can process what just happened, suddenly Dracula from Castlevania. Hey, pyramid. Why? Before you can even question that, Simon Belmont from Castlevania. Huh? Rick Viper from Gradius. And Jay Hoodie from Orbital Frame. Stop. Just stop. Why are they here? They didn't need to be here. Nobody asked for them. I mean, I guess it's cool that Simon and Dracula are here, but I don't know. Here's the better thing. Give the Castlevania games a new game? And also, if they were really necessary, why not use the plentiful characters the Bomberman franchise already has, instead of shoehorning other characters from other Konami franchise? But thank God they bring us another comedic, hilariously hilarious hijinks.
That was amazing! Come on, let me try, brother.
It's not fair you hogging it like that, Big Bro.
Ow! Ow! Hey, that hurts! Ah! Why do you always do this? Why do you always do this?
Really? Really? Okay. Okay, you know what? You know what I'm realizing? This is so... that it becomes a masterpiece. Truly, that was the example of comedy.
was hella funny.
Hey, that hurts! Why do you always do that? Hey, that hurts!
He lost it!
Let's get this over with. So Grand Prix mode works a lot differently from story mode in that depending on who you choose to play as, they can have different stats. You can choose another bomber that isn't from Bomberman to help you out with their special attack. They do jack. It's also a 3v3. You also get 2 rounds where you swap colors and places in the second round, but in terms of customization, it's very limited. Previous games actually offered a lot more than this. First off, crystals. Collect more crystals than the opposite team. It's mindless and boring. Next up, checkpoints. There's 3 checkpoints placed around the map, each of them giving 10 or 20 points. Your team must gain the most checkpoints to get the most points. This one is alright, but the opponent CPUs can't stop with the mini bombs. Civilians. Each team has 5 creatures and your goal is to steal and add on to your side while preventing the other side stealing from you. This is where I realized the CPU sucked as teammates. They weren't helping, they weren't even defending, they were just galloping around while the opposite team were targeting me because I was actually doing what I was supposed to be doing. Finally, there's Basic Bomber. You have 3 stars divided into pieces. To get a piece, you simply need to knock an enemy out. You have 5 hearts, and if you lose all of them, you can't respawn anymore. This is boring. But also, why is there a limit on how many power-ups you can grab? That's just stupid. This isn't an RPG, this is Bomberman, for crying out loud. It doesn't help that the game's soundtrack is generic, boring electronic synths. They all sound the same. Because of that, they feel really bland. But also, the characters don't know how to shut up, since you're going to hear them say the same thing over and over and over again. I'm sorry, I'm really trying, but when you're working with something that has a few good ideas and not only doesn't go through with it, but it's also boring for all of it, it's really hard. Hopefully the multiplayer can be better.
The obvious outcome. Okay, here we go.
Talio. Not only is this not a good game as a return to fashion for Bomberman, but it also shows that Konami just doesn't care. The next game is Super Bomberman R Online, and oh boy is it better. It improves the controls, it adds back a lot of the fan favorite stuff that was missing in the first Super Bomberman R, like Louise. The voices were turned off, which led to a lot less annoyance, and overall it was mostly a better time. You wanna know why I said mostly? Because of the gacha stuff free-to-play games have. And it was especially overboard and silly here. But they actually made it so that you can straight up ignore it, and that's pretty dandy. Now normally this is the part where I recommend to play the game, but you can't. Because they shut it down. Yes, sometime out of the blue last year, they announced that they were going to shut it down on December 1st, 2022. For no reason. They took down the one that was good, but they left up the one that was garbage. Good decision. It also doesn't help that for all 3 of the Super Bomberman R games, Konami did all of them dirty by not even advertising them a lot, just putting out 1 or 2 commercials and then just shadow dropping it when it comes out. Do you want these games to be successful or not?
Well, I better replace it then.
Okay, so the last game I'm covering for the Super Bomberman R games actually came out this year to celebrate Bomberman's 40th anniversary. That's actually the whole reason why I started this tradition, hopefully, where I cover Bomberman stuff for the entire of April. Aside from the fact that barely anybody did any reviews of Bomberman games, it was to show my love and appreciation for Bomberman in celebration of his 40th anniversary. So with that being said, Super Bomberman R2 is the only one I haven't tried before. And for the couple of days people were talking about it, I've heard that it was actually better than Super Bomberman R. But I am making a video for a reason, so do I agree with that? With Bagura out of the picture, a new Black Moon ship ruled by a new species threatening different planets, which leads to possibly the end of the universe.
It's coming from Planet Fulvita. All right, Bomberman brothers, let's go!
I'm gonna pee my pants!
Ha 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 ha! Several people are gonna die if you don't do anything, you morons. Yep, just like before, the characters are once again just like themselves in Super Bomberman R. That also means that the comedy is also like that game, which is not funny.
If that'll do the trick, we should make sure we're safe, even if those things come back. Leave it to me. I'm gonna make our home even cuter.
It needs to be beautiful, and I know all about beauty.
It's gotta have a gym!
Her hands are bad.
Let's get a butterfly.
Oh boy, why does it always end up like this?
So, before I lose any more brain cells, we should probably talk about the game itself. To be fair though, Cell as a villain is not only way better than Super Bomberman R's version of Bagura, but also generally a depressing villain. I mean, think about it. He suffered from that explosion along with cursed immortality because of the legend, and worst of all, he could see he has been suffering so much rage and loneliness.
They also gave us courage.
All of that so that he could kill himself.
Courage. Hope.
Honestly, that's some deep stuff, man.
You and the Elon have deprived
If we had more stuff like this, then it would help Super Bomberman R, or even this game, have its own identity instead of being bad. But I still don't know about Super Bomberman R2, so let's get into the game. Well, for starters, the game has a new top-down camera that is much better than any of the options in the previous game. So, thank God they did that. However, the graphics look pretty much identical to the one in Super Bomberman R. I don't get it. I don't even get it. Isn't a sequel normally supposed to improve the graphics as well? But for this game, it looks damn near identical to Super Bomberman R. The gameplay, however, is where things differ. You see, this time, the maps are actually a lot more open. And you got 5 Elons that can follow you. And you can use them to unlock fast travel points. But they can also be killed by your bombs. It's like Palm Me, except you can actually kill them. Also, while it's cool that the power-ups return, I feel like they could have been tuned a little better. Like, for example, the one that increases your flame up. It could have been designed to match better with the fact that there are now empty spaces as opposed to it always being grid-like. I also wish they didn't make the map so huge like it was a thing in Super Bomberman R, but here it's a much more glaring problem. But honestly though, this one is just fine. However, the reason why I don't recommend this one is because it can actually get really boring really quickly. I know it has the multiplayer, which is just as fun here as in Super Bomberman R, which isn't that much now that I'm thinking about. But after a while of going through these way too large map, it can get pretty boring and you will put the game down. So there you go, Chester. I played all of the Super Bomberman R games. You happy now? What was that? Oh no. Oh no!
So that was how I ended up celebrating Christmas Day. Turns out Chester didn't call back. He didn't message back. I received nothing from him. All I got was scarred memory from games I mostly don't even like. Wait a minute. What if... I think I got it. I think I got it. Look, I love Bomberman. I've made that very clear, especially during Bomberman. However, it does feel like Konami just doesn't care. I know it's obvious, but it feels like they haven't been putting any thought, any effort into something that deserves so much more. I mean, there's a reason so many people remember Bomberman to this very day. But no. Instead, what Konami gave us was 3 games they barely advertised. No, 4 games they barely advertised. One that's a mobile game, while the other ones are mainline games like Super Bomberman R1 and 2, and spin-off that is shut down. It just feels like the only reason they're really doing this is because of money. And I don't think that's the way to go for Bomberman. If you've enjoyed Super Bomberman R1 or 2, then kudos to you. Really, have fun. It's just that personally, I didn't find much enjoyment in them, and I hope that they can at least try to improve them from now on.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, at least I tried. Behave, be safe, stay positive, happy Kwanzaa, happy Merry Christmas, or whatever nationality or holiday you celebrate. And I'll see you guys next time in the last video of the years. Take care.
Let's go!
I'm gonna pee my pants!